successful but still unfulfilled. Here is why. Before we begin, I want to set a simple intention for this conversation. This is not a motivational talk. This is not about quick answers or perfect solutions. It is a space for reflection, clarity, and responsibility. Some of what I share may feel affirming, some of it may feel uncomfortable. However, both are useful. If something resonates, sit with it. If something challenges you, stay curious. The goal is not agreement, it's understanding. With that, let's begin. Some of the most successful people I meet are also the most unsettled. They are accomplished, they are competent, and of course, they are respected. They perform well, and yet privately, they're asking themselves a quiet question: why doesn't this feel like enough? You can be productive and still feel dissatisfied. That's not ingratitude, it's a signal. It's a signal. So I'm going to name the tension. This experience is confusing because on paper, everything looks right. You achieved, you contributed, you performed, you did what you were told would lead to fulfillment. So when fulfillment doesn't arrive, it feels personal. It feels like maybe you're the problem. But this isn't about competence, it's about alignment. And sometimes it's about structure. Because capability and fulfillment are not the same thing. Let me offer a simple way to think about this. There's something I call the fulfillment gap. Capability equals performance plus skill. Fulfillment equals meaning plus alignment. Most systems reward capability, but very few cultivate meaning. From early on, we're trained to perform, get the grades, meet the deadlines, produce the results, hit the metrics. And many successful people become very good at functioning, even excelling inside systems that never ask a deeper question. Who are you becoming? That's where the gap forms. You can be high performing and deeply disconnected at the same time. You can meet expectations and still feel like something is missing. That missing piece isn't more achievement, it's alignment. So, why capability doesn't really guarantee fulfillment? Because capability is external, it's visible, it's measurable. Fulfillment, on the other hand, is internal, it's relational, it's developmental. Systems reward output, they rarely reward reflection, they reward productivity, they rarely reward identity development. So people become very good at meeting expectation and very disconnected from themselves. But when you live in that gap long enough, dissatisfaction starts to feel like failure. But it's not failure, it's feedback. This show up everywhere in higher education, in nonprofit spaces, in corporate leadership, even in classrooms. Success gets defined externally. Metrics matter, outcomes matter, and they should. But when evaluation only measures output, something erodes agency, ownership, meaning. Successful people, of course, start operating on autopilot. They execute, they deliver, they perform. But internally, they feel stagnant. And organizations can look successful while slowly becoming disengaged. That's why this isn't a soft issue, it's a leadership issue. So you ask yourself why this matters for leaders. When capable, successful people are unfulfilled, engagement drops, innovation slows, burnout rises, retention decreases, and the organization feels heavy even if the numbers look good. Unfulfilled capability eventually turns into disengagement or resentment or quiet withdrawal. That's not a motivation problem, it's an alignment problem. Fulfillment isn't a luxury issue, it's a leadership issue. Because leadership isn't just about output, it's about direction. So, if you're feeling this tension, the question isn't what else should I achieve? It's not. What new goal should I chase? No. The better questions are what am I responsible for becoming now? What kind of leader am I developing into? What does meaningful progress actually look like in this season? That shift changes trajectory. But because instead of chasing the next achievement, you begin cultivating alignment. Instead of performing for validation, you begin leading with intention. Yes, that shift changes trajectory because instead of chasing the next achievement, you begin cultivating alignment. Instead of performing for validation, you begin leading with intention. Capability can carry you far. Yes, we know that. It can open doors. It can build credibility. But fulfillment requires consciousness. It requires responsibility. It requires the courage that you pause and ask. Yes, the courage to pause and ask, is what I'm building aligned with who I am becoming? That's not dramatic. It's deliberate. And deliberate leadership is sustainable leadership. This conversation comes often in higher education, leadership development, and organizational strategy spaces, especially when institutions are saying our people are talented but disengaged, or we are achieving but something feels stagnant. The fulfillment gap framework opens powerful dialogue in those spaces. Yes, the fulfillment gap framework opens powerful dialogue in those spaces. If this would be valuable for your students, leadership team, or organization, you'll find engagement information below. And if this resonates personally, you're not alone. So I want to leave you with this. Progress doesn't begin with certainty. It begins with responsibility. And leadership doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. Again, if this conversation is useful in your classroom, organization, or leadership space, you'll find information below about continuing it to a speaking engagement. Thank you for your time. Yeah, I will leave you with this. Progress doesn't begin with certainty. It begins with responsibility. And leadership doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your willingness to think deeply. Until next time.